Recording. All right. Welcome to the Chilling with c.bo podcast. I'm your host, c.bo, and we are here to do a 4-hour podcast on the 4-hour Snyder cut.
Each one of us will now do a 1-hour review for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Ain't nobody got time for that, though.
Part 1. What was the first chapter called? In your dreams, Batman. In your dreams, Pedro. How you guys doing? It's been a while since all 4 of us are here. All 4 of us have been very busy, but I pushed for us to have all 4 of us here to talk about this massive thing that went on. So I guess Juan, you've had the most different things happen. How you been, man?
I've been great. Started a new job. Been learning how to survive out here by myself on my own for the first time in Milwaukee, and it's been quite the adventure. I mean, I discovered like these things called cheese curds, which are basically just deep fried mini mozzarella sticks, and they're so fucking good and so addictive, but the only issue is like they carry like so much fucking trans fats and so much grease and oil. It's disgusting, but it's so good. And also, I've been drinking a lot more beer here than I'm used to back in New Jersey.
That's funny.
Like, dude,
don't go alcoholic on me.
Dude, everything in this city is a bar. Not even joking. Even the Wendy's has a bar.
That's funny.
I know.
Wendy's has a bar?
One of them does.
Yeah, that's a Wendy's I gotta go to.
So you can get like a Bud Light with your nugs.
That actually sounds really sad.
No, you can get a Milwaukee Brew with your Baconator and your Frosty to go.
Oh,
damn.
Fucking great. I want that right now.
It's 10 in the morning, Jack.
Breakfast can be anything.
That's the breakfast of champions.
Road trip.
Pedro, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, thanks. You know, staying in school, getting in shape. I can bench press about 24 pounds per arm now.
That's awesome, man.
Damn.
It's not that much, but you know, I'm trying to get there.
No, progress is progress, man. As long as you've been getting better, that's what matters.
Watermelon sugar. Hide.
What else? You know, work is going well. You know, nothing really new. Just really, really excited about all the movies that are coming my way.
And Jack, man, how you been? Cap Jack.
I've been okay. I've been slowly putting myself in a fort of cardboard boxes. I'm getting new furniture. What feels like every other weekend, and there's very little space in my room now. It's either boxes, new furniture, or old furniture, or the stuffing within it. So I could probably bench press like a solid Heinz, which is the IKEA beer that I've acquired recently. It's not as impressive as 22 pounds on each arm, but you know what? It's I can do it.
All right. Me, I've been working, chilling, trying to get these videos done. I'm still stuck on Man of Steel, but I've been getting more into it now. It's gonna be a 12-minute video, and I'm 5 minutes into it editing, so it's getting there. Batman v Superman is gonna be a monster to edit because I have a lot to say about that. But yeah. But I don't think I told you I told Jack, but I didn't tell you guys. I'm not gonna do it like I did 13 Nights of Halloween, where I did it 13 nights in a row, because it's just too much. I can't do that. I'm just gonna release it when they're done. So yeah,
as you should, man. Like, what is it? Like a review of superhero movies?
All the DCEU movies, pretty much.
No,
That's
long
awesome.
list there.
Yeah, including the Snyder cut, which it's also good. I have a lot to say about that, and we're all gonna have a lot to say about that. So I guess yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about. The Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4-hour director's edition that we did not see in theaters. Completely different movie. So I guess I guess I'll start with Juan. What did you think of this movie?
I tried hard, really hard, to try to come at this movie without having the original Justice League in mind, so that it wouldn't taint my opinion of the performance and cutting and plot and editing style of the movie. And if I were to separate my feelings and my take on the original Justice League in comparison to this movie stands very well on its own. And I say that in terms of it executes everything that Zack Snyder wanted to be executed in a movie. All the exposition, all the plot settings, Cyborg's importance to the team. It doesn't feel like it's trying to be something it's not. It's it does a great job in establishing a world without forcibly introducing characters. It's very natural. The introductions are very natural. The characters seem natural in terms of how they're acted. The only thing I'm still not a great big fan of is this whole Lois Lane importance, like how she's like the key to everything. And if it's because Superman is a simp for some redhead reporter coochie, then that's just hilarious.
Wow, they've been a couple since literally 80 years, man.
I get that, but like, if you're basing your soul, if you're basing your teeter-totter of morality off of one single person, you're not doing superheroes right. But
Well, it's his connection. It's his human connection, and what grounds him to Earth. His relationship with his parents and Lois.
I'm just loving like how TikTok has been kind of like attacking Superman for being a simp. It's also because I have like some Superman hatred in and of itself. I'll always be a Batman fan forever. Speaking of, I loved that even though he said he wasn't going to act in it anymore, that he wasn't going to return to the role. I love that Ben Affleck made the effort to come back and finish that post-apocalyptic scene with Jared Leto.
Who also came back.
Who also came back to set up a sequel. And that's great, even though when we probably might not see either character come back. Maybe I don't know about Jared Leto, 100%, but definitely not Ben Affleck. But the fact that Affleck
Actually, Ben Affleck is in the Flash. He is in it.
He is in it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting there. But like, anyway, like, it just makes me like really appreciate what Ben Affleck brought to the role of this Batman and how he made it his own. We've always, when it was first announced that he was going to be Batman in 2013, we were all like, ew, Ben Affleck.
I wasn't, because I love the town in Argo.
Right, but we all still had Daredevil still fresh in our minds.
Hot take, I think that's a good movie.
Okay.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
I second that.
Yes. Pedro gets it.
Liar.
It's good for some
He's one of the
things.
edgiest Marvel characters, and he portrayed him very well. Do you have any idea how hard it is to be edgy in Marvel?
I will give them credit for being like the grandfathers of what we currently have,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean it's great.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
I said good, not great. It's good.
Okay.
Well, and again,
Okay, then it doesn't make it good.
Look, anyway, Batman, Affleck's Batman, amazing. Ezra Miller's Flash, perfectly executed. He's basically just this quirky nerd guy that just wants to help his dad get out of prison and try and just do right by the world. Cyborg, the character, very well portrayed. The pain was very well acted. This was probably one of the better characters, and I'm glad that the Snyder Cut came out to reveal more in context of how much pain and suffering this character had gone through. Jason Momoa is still a badass. He didn't really add much to this movie outside of some badassery, and I don't know what to say about Wonder Woman that hasn't already been said. like one of the better characters. The name, I forget the name of the actress real quick.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. She does a great job of just, picking up where she left off, and just she it just feels like it's a natural role for her. She doesn't look like she's acting. It just feels like Gal Gadot exudes swagger as
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, and it's awesome. Overall, great movie. Oh wait, I forgot Steppenwolf. Character redeemed, man.
Yeah.
That villain arc was redeemed. He was never supposed to be the main villain. He was never supposed to be some egotistical jackass. He was always supposed to be the servant of Darkseid. And I love that they made him into a character like that. It reminded me a lot of like Infinity Wars with those
Yeah.
people that were like serving Thanos. And oh man, yeah, I like honestly, great movie. I wouldn't see it again because it's 4 hours long, but like I would highly recommend it to a lot of people.
Pedro, what'd you think of this, man?
I could not stay in my seat long enough to enjoy this movie. I freaked out on so much. Ask Paulo, he knows. I was so impressed. Like, first of all, they did the beginning justice. All right.
Yeah, remember in the 2017 version where he was like, the parademons was like, they were attracted by fear. Like, that was so stupid.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
And then Steppenwolf dies in that version because of fear, and the parademons take him back to the Apocalypse. I saw a 2017 version originally to get ready for this. Man, but yeah, that difference alone makes this movie worth watching. But yeah, go on, Pedro. Sorry.
The beginning did justice. It showed how Superman, first of all, he's the cat. He was the catalyst to the whole thing happening. His death triggered apocalypse forces coming to Earth. Second, like when they showed that Batman trying to recruit them as soon as possible, like that shows true character depth in his desperation and his attempt to redeem himself in getting Clark killed. It pays homage to Batman versus Superman in that it's Batman trying to fix his mistakes, which is a new yet familiar take on the character. And with the characters like Aquaman showing his assholishness, and it's like he's trying to be like the guy who doesn't want to be there, but he's forced to be there. And you didn't get that much in the 2017 version. And Ezra Miller and Gal Gadot performances to clap for sure. And the story of Cyborg, oh man, it hurts so much. Like you actually feel for him, and the fact that he's like a Robin Hood guy, like how he helped that waitress with her money.
Yeah.
And that student with her grades, like the dude was a hero before he even had the parts. So that's good. And my favorite thing of this movie was Steppenwolf. The man was literally a wolf on the hunt. He was like all instinct and no remorse. Like how he viciously killed all those Amazons and Atlanteans. Like the brutality was not lost in this movie. And that is what makes DC great. DC does not shy away from blood and gore and pain. They use it to make their characters stronger and edgier. All right, that is for all the things that the Marvel has and the great cinematic experience that it is. this really felt like a superhero movie that DC could do, that only DC could do. You know? So it's redeemed with a few flaws here and there for sure, but I want Zack Snyder to come back. All right, this man has a vision.
He has a plan.
Hashtag Snyderverse. And I'm done.
Jack, man, what about you?
Oop, there we go. Yeah, pretty much all my opinions are pretty. It always feels weird going like towards the end of the line because everyone else kind of echoes a lot of the feelings that you have about the movie. I will be honest and say that I wasn't really excited by any means to see this movie. It just kind of felt like another reason for there to be more talk about what was at the time not a very great movie. And so there was all the build up, and eventually, they started talking about it, releasing it, and then you hear that this is fully Zack Snyder's baby, and you hear about the 4:3 aspect ratio and how he wants to shoot it all in black and white, and you hear it's 4 hours, and you just keep hearing all this stuff as it comes out, and none of it, in all honesty, was very interesting, or at least made me feel like I could give this franchise another chance by any means. And then I told myself, like, after you guys were talking about how you wanted to talk about this movie, I was like, okay, I have to try and give this movie a chance. And it was, I'm glad I did. I wish this was the movie that came out in theaters and not the original Justice League. One of my things that I loved about Batfleck was Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons is Alfred, and that is such a fucking cool ass casting choice.
Yeah.
And in the first Justice League and the other Batman movies, like, you kind of saw him here and there, and I was like, I want more of this man. I want to have more Alfred in this whole DC universe and stuff. And they gave him so much screen time. And I loved how he was able to be fleshed out and be a part of this. He was unofficially a part of this whole team.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed his performance. I love the rehashing of all the characters that we didn't get the chance to really see in the first movie, like before people were saying Cyborg and Flash. Flash, character-wise, it's just so much better. Like, you can actually relate to this guy. He's not just like a creep that is just there, and it's even more impactful for the actions that he takes in the movies. Like, you get to when you first experience him using his powers and he liquefies the window of the pet shop, like, just by poking with his finger. That was incredible. That was really cool. And
then he was playing with the dogs.
Yeah, like what all of us would do at that moment. But but getting the chance to see the Flash do those things only made the parts when they go up against Superman that much more, like, it felt even crazier, because now there was that established thing of, oh, the Flash moves so fast that everything practically stands still. And now Superman is moving at roughly the same pace, and you're just like, oh my God! Wow! Superman's on a whole nother level. It's not just people talking about him being on a whole nother level. And the amount of, like, subtle things that make more narrative sense. Like, they all come to the conclusion. It's not just Batman wants to bring Batman back from the dead just to do it. It's they all have a discussion about, wow, Steppenwolf's a pretty buff dude. How are we going to deal with this? And they all come to the conclusion of, maybe we should bring Superman back. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm glad we all came to that conclusion. And then it just so many narrative strings were finally sewn back together, and it's not a Frankenstein's mess anymore, and I am kind of disappointed that we're not going to get more of a Snyder DC universe, because I think I was talking about this with c.bo, but I don't really remember if I did, but it feels like Zack Snyder, when the way he likes to film superheroes and the way he kind of films a lot of his stuff is very reminiscent to the artwork from the DC storyline of not Gods Among Us. What is it?
Was it Injustice?
No, oh crap.
Kingdom Come?
Kingdom Come, that's it. It's very much like Kingdom Come, and if you haven't seen any of the art from those comics, holy crap, you should look at those. You should look at those pictures. They're beautiful. But
I love Kingdom Come. I love
yeah,
it so much.
And that level of like what? Hold on, I'll have it. Just give me a hot second. I'm having a problem with words. That level of elevation that he gives all these characters, like these are people of another plane coming down and, you know, interacting within our world, and you can tell that he holds these characters at such a high he puts them on a pedestal because they are unlike any person in our universe, and it feels really cool to experience as close as you can do with that with a movie as you can. But
Yeah.
trying to think of other things that I thought were great about this movie. Martian Manhunter. Sorry. Yeah, Martian Manhunter. Can we talk about how that guy's got to be in more movies?
Yeah.
Just put him in a whole movie. Just give him a movie. Don't just have him come in and be like, "What's up, guys? I've been here the whole time."
I'm kind of wondering, why didn't he join the fight back in Chernobyl when he had the chance?
Because that sounds like a very expensive fight scene to put in.
I mean, he could have just done everything. He could have just transformed into Steppenwolf and then just killed him with his own strength.
No, dude, he's a general of the in the U.S. military. His disappearance would have caused a lot of questions.
I'm going to the bathroom for like half an hour and then come back.
He was still in hiding, okay?
It's all good now.
Listen, he only had enough energy in his system to turn into Martha, and then that was it. That's all he had left in him.
I don't think that's how it works.
Listen, how would you know? Are you a Martian?
No, because Martians aren't real.
Are you sure about that?
Sounds like something a Martian would say.
Yeah. Are you sure you're my brother? What have you done with Pablo?
What?
Been a Martian clone this whole time.
Abort mission. Abort mission.
So
really quick though. Oh, sorry. No, c.bo, tell us your thoughts.
So I've been following. So ever since that 2017 movie came out, at first I was in a state of denial. But like after hearing about what Zack went through in the studio, how they screwed him over, it made me hate that initial movie because it was a chop job. That they brought in a guy who directed a very popular movie for Marvel, who was pretty much now blacklisted from Hollywood now because apparently during the reshoots he was a creep. There's a lot of work abuse. Ray Fisher's been battling with Warner Brothers ever since like last year because he's called out not only Joss Whedon but Jeff Johns and Toby Emmerich as well, another higher up at Warner Brothers, saying that they were enablers of all the workplace mistreatment. So hearing about all that, it's just like, wow, they really just messed up what they were leading towards, and they've been running away from it ever since that happened when the movie was hated by everybody and flopped. And this whole campaign of release the Snyder cut happened. And I'm just like, at first I was like, that'd be awesome. I'm like, is this ever going to happen? But like the reason it happened was because, the emergence of HBO Max and then desiring original trendy content. And this was a perfect place to do that. And now that it's here, it's surreal that it's here, to be honest. I can't believe it. Like it's incredible that it exists. And yeah, and I think this movie was pretty awesome. I was the most excited about this because I followed the story throughout all this time, and I can't believe that like this movie is pretty much 99% 2016 footage that he initially shot, and that the only stuff that was added in was the Martian Manhunter stuff and the Nightmare stuff. That's it. Everything else was already filmed and in the bag, but they just decided not to use any of that because they wanted to use they forced the movie to be 2 hours or less, which is just insane to me because the movies that you're trying to chase, the Avengers movies, those are longer than 2 hours. So it's like, why are you doing this? And Batman v Superman and Man of Steel were longer than that 2017 Justice League movie, and those had less characters too. So it's like, I don't know. So I said this before to Jack, and I think other people, but like this movie is a 2 hour, like 40-minute movie that's an extended edition, like what we got right now. Like if this like this is pretty much an extended edition of a 2 hour 40-minute movie, and I kind of love it for that because I love the Lord of the Rings extended edition. So this is like, this is like my bread and butter, baby. But yeah, I love this movie. It's amazing what got restored, and yeah, nice. But it's amazing what like you see everything that got restored and like the stuff that got cut out and the stuff that was added in there. So they cut out important character development to put in more scenes of Batman and Diana and more cringe-worthy humor that they thought, oh, since Marvel does this, maybe we can do this. But Marvel does it in a way that works for them because they do that and they build their movies from the ground up with the tone they have. But with the movie they did in 2017, they tried to force a foundation that did not work because it was mixed in with Zack Snyder's, who is his movies are pretty serious. So, and I just like love that this movie was all Snyder all day for 4 hours, and I'm just like this. Yes, this feels like a true sequel to Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, which I felt that 2017 Justice League movie wasn't. Just a miracle of editing, new music, just color grading. Because like if you watch that 2017 movie again, the lighting in that movie is just not natural. Because like they try to brighten it up because they thought, oh, Snyder's visuals are too dark and grim, blah blah blah. But in that movie, it was just all bright and just ugly. And the finale to that movie in 2017 was this obnoxious red color. But in this movie, it's a natural dark blue color, which looks so much better. Yeah, Steppenwolf got development. Flash got great development. I love the Wonder Woman theme. I know a lot of people, that was kind of controversial amongst fans. But Wonder Woman, she was a badass in this movie, man. Like, and watching this Wonder Woman here kind of made me like Wonder Woman 84 so much less. Like, because like in this movie, she's just like a veteran. It's like, oh, I'm here. Like, let's fight. I'm ready. She has a sword or shield. But in that movie, she's like, just got my whip, running around DC in the 80s. But yeah. but just the biggest victim of the horrible editing of that 2017 version is Ray Fisher. If that theatrical version was the way it was, but they kept all the cyborg scenes, I feel like Ray Fisher would have been one of the most sought after stars in Hollywood. But that movie kind of just killed his career momentum. Now, he's doing okay. He's very passionate about what he does, and yeah, but still, it's like, damn, he could have been a 35 under 35, like a young up and coming actor who's gonna on the way to ruling Hollywood. But we didn't get that, and it's kind of tragic. But hopefully, when people see this movie now, he can get cast in more things. But yeah, and it's funny because like when I watched Godzilla versus Kong, it's like this movie was just like all about like the characters and their interaction and like developing that, and that movie was just about the monsters, and it's just like, wow, what a complete opposite. Like, but yeah, overall, yeah, I'm so glad this movie happened. I'm so glad this exists, and hell yeah, restore the Snyderverse. I hope that man comes back.
I would also love if Batfleck came back. That would be really good.
Well, he is coming back for the Flash.
But I mean, like back. You know, I don't. I want my Ben Affleck because he's just so good. He's so good.
Like,
Yeah.
like with replace
So I guess what's our rating for this movie? I give it a 9 out of 10 because I still think the potential is still there, like to go even higher than this. Like I still think they only just scratched the surface of DC's potential. Like, what about you?
I'll give it an 8.5, mainly because like, you know, it's great. It does a lot of great stuff, but there's just something that feels like, you know, maybe there was like a joke in there or two that wasn't really necessary. Or I know what it is. It's the long, anguishing pauses of random moments that don't need to be as long as they need to be. This movie probably has an hour worth of overextended shots that it doesn't necessarily
Well,
need for dramatic effect or otherwise.
well, it's like I said, this is an extended edition of a 2 hour 40-minute movie. I feel like,
I
but
know,
we just got all of it because HBO Max streaming service, trendy stuff.
but like I'm saying, like if I wanted to watch Martha stare up into the distance longer than she should have, you know, like that's one thing. But you could have cut moments like that down to like maybe like 3 seconds instead of keeping them at 5 or 6.
But why? Just give me all you got. Give me all you got.
I'm saying like everything great. There's just some moments that went a little too long. That's it.
Oh, I didn't mention. There's like two things I don't like about this movie. One, I don't like the air bubbles in Atlantis. It's jarring. Because after watching Aquaman like recently, they just talk underwater like normally. And every time they do dialogue, they gotta make an air bubble. And it's just like, okay, and two, Mara's British accent. That was just like it was so distracting. Anyway, Pedro, what would you give this?
I give this movie a 9. All right, just because it was everything I could have ever wanted in a DC movie. That's it.
What about you, Jack?
I don't know, because I'm trying to think about this movie. So, in comparison to the first movie, it's crazy. Like, of course, it's 1,000 times better. But if I were to now put Zack Snyder's movie in place of where the old Justice League movie was, I don't know if I would give it as high of a rank as I would, because if I were to see this for the first time and be like, whoa, man, this is so exciting, can't wait for what this is going to bring for the rest of the DC universe, or like, would I just be disappointed with the rest of the DC universe after seeing this movie? Like, if it were to come out when the first Justice League did. I think I want to give it like an 8. Like a solid, like higher tier 8, because I feel like it's a great movie, and I really loved the journey that we got to see these characters go on, and it felt it was going to set up this incredible DC universe that we were gonna get. But like with the context of how much work we had to go through just to get this cut of the movie, and the fact that we may or may not be getting this future that they have promised, I don't know, man. Like, I want more Snyder DC stuff, but it feels like now, like, this movie is here, but it doesn't feel like Warner Brothers are gonna actually commit to doing what this movie wanted to set out to do with the DC universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which can lead to our next conversation that so Zack Snyder in interviews leading up to this release said that they consider Warner Brothers considers the 2017 version canon, and that this kind of just is a whole nother thing, and that when the WB CEO Ant Sarnoff was interviewed recently, like during the weekend of the Snyder Cut's release, she pretty much said that they're not really interested in continuing with Zack Snyder, and that You know, she pretty much said, hey, thank you for your 3 movies, you know, and that got fans really riled up because not only did she release a statement like that, like why would you release a statement like that when your movie is in your first weekend, causing a lot of buzz, getting a lot of people excited, and you know, and then second of all, it's just like, you know, there's so much potential here, man. Like it's one thing, it's like if this movie came and went and we were the only ones that saw it. Like if no one saw this movie, like if this was a bomb, like the second time, I'll be like, all right, fine. Thanks, Zack Snyder. You can move on to greener pastures. You can work for Netflix full time because he does have a Netflix movie coming out next month. But yeah, I mean, we'd be like, all right, fine, we can accept that. But no, a lot of people saw this movie. Like I got you guys to watch this movie. One of Jack, our coworkers watched this, right?
Yeah, you convinced a coworker who had no interest in seeing any. I don't think he's seen anything DC related.
No, he's
and
seen
he
everything.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
he wasn't. He had no intention of watching the Snyder Cut, and you got him. You leaked onto him, and
Yeah.
your love of this movie got him to watch it before
Yeah.
me. And you told me, and I had to talk about it for this podcast. You got him to watch it before me.
What about Jared? Did he watch it?
Yeah, no, Jared, okay. Jared may or may not have watched it the release day at work, possibly. But he was reacting. I got to see his reactions while he was watching it, and he was freaking out, and he actually spoiled some stuff for me about the Snyder Cut, which is fine. He revealed Martian Manhunter and stuff, but I mean, just to see his reaction of how much he loved like the crazy shit that went on in the movie kind of also got me excited for this movie.
So that's to say, like, a lot of people saw this movie. It was trending on Twitter like crazy, and the Restore the Snyderverse campaign was trending as well. It got like over 1 million. It got over 1 million tweets. So it's just like they need to see that there's a demand for this stuff. It's like people still are hungry for Zack Snyder's DC, despite, you know, how people felt initially about Man of Steel and BVS. But I think people have grown more, you know, there's been a reappraisal for it in the last couple of months leading up to this release, and that this is the best received Zack Snyder DC movie of his 3 movies that he's done so far. And the fact that this movie has had such a much better positive conversation than that 2017 version is really laughable and it just makes you like question why the hell they did what they did in 2017 to cut that movie and made the decisions that they made. Like they spent more money trying to fix that movie than to just finish the movie that Zack shot and just see how people would have reacted to it in theaters when it came out. And it's actually just, you just laugh at Warner Brothers for making that decision and like saying what they said that weekend when the Snyder Cut released and saying, oh, this isn't canon and that, you know, we're not really interested in continuing with Zack. It's just like, what the hell is Warner Brothers doing? Like, who is running this company? Who's in charge of these characters? Like, what the hell, man? Like, the fact that we haven't seen Henry Cavill has not put on a Superman suit since 2016. Isn't that kind of sad? Like, or that Ben Affleck, we haven't seen him since. Like, why haven't they been Batman and Superman since? Like, where have they been? Like, so it's just like, and that now that they see the demand for it, it's just like, nah. So what I would do is just like, I think, his stuff, if he were to continue, they would probably have to be a compromise of some sorts where they're like, if Zack Snyder makes more DC stuff, it can't, mix in with the continuity that we're seeing in theaters. And it would just be his own Elseworld things where his Nightmare stuff is clearly inspired by Injustice. So they can do that where it's an Injustice world that doesn't coincide with the movies we see on the theaters. And yeah, because I want to see this Jared Leto Batman, him killing Robin. I want to see more Cyborg and stuff like that. Yeah. What about you guys? Are you guys interested in more Snyder?
It's honestly like Fox. It's like DC's kind of acting like Fox. If it they're trying so hard just to squeeze as much of a profit from these kind of movies as they can. And ultimately, at the end of the day, like, fans will complain. Yes. Fans will voice their opinions. Yes. But they'll still come in droves to watch, especially when it's Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman or the Flash or Cyborg or Aquaman. If you want to really send a message, don't go watch these movies. Don't go to the theater. Don't download them or stream them. Just don't watch them. I know you want to because you're a fan of the source material and everything. But if you want good quality stuff and if you want things to be honored, you gotta avoid paying.
I mean that. I feel like that'd be counterproductive as well because then we'd just be getting less DC movies. Like I want to see the Suicide Squad. I want to see Bobby Pattinson's Batman, man.
I know, and I know, man, but you can't have everything. And DC is making
But let me just remember Fandom? They're touting this multiverse. Why can't this be another section of the multiverse? Like that,
I feel like they missed a really good opportunity with making this a Flashpoint thing. Like, could you imagine if they came out with the Flashpoint movie now, and then they had this splintered effect of there's now suddenly 2 Justice League movies that now splinter out into a multiverse of DC properties?
I hope they do that, but I feel like
you'll have the nightmare stuff, and then you'll have what Warner Brothers wants to do. But it could have been caused by Flashpoint.
That's what I'm saying. Like, DC's not that smart. DC's not that creative.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I would like to see more Zack Snyder nightmare stuff. Night with a K.
I think he will be involved in some capacity because he brings in the fans, man. He brings in the passionate, hardcore people.
I mean,
I don't know what it will be. It'll be some type of compromise, but I think maybe he will come back.
I can't argue totally with fan power because fans are what brought James Gunn back into the film industry. So if it can happen with Zack, if it can happen with Cook, then it definitely has to and will happen with Snyder.
What about you, Pedro? I feel like I've been bickering and you've just been kind of like silently looking on.
He's just ready to drop some hot knowledge on your brain.
Nah, not like that. Look, in the end, studios are who the studio is who decides who gets to direct what, who gets to manage these movies, and for them it's more profit over quality. But it's the fans that make up that profit, and if they don't start listening, they're gonna start losing a lot more money and a lot more credibility, to the point where maybe they'll even lose the rights to these characters.
That will never happen, but
It's an extreme scenario. But my point is, if Zack Snyder does not come back to help to continue making these movies, then this DC universe will never take off. It's been 4 years since the last.
No, dude, 2013 was when Man of Steel came out, man.
No,
almost 10 years now, man.
When was the Aquaman released?
2018.
Yeah, it's been 3 years since there was a DC movie.
I thought you were going to say a good DC movie.
And this show was the Snyder Cut, and now they're saying they won't make anything of this good quality just because it's not canon? And I agree with Jack. They lost a multiverse opportunity here by saying it's not canon. Because to me, this is canon. This replaces that shitty Whedon movie and all of its shittiness.
Yeah.
All in all, it's disappointing, but that the studio doesn't recognize the true value of the Snyderverse cut. But I'm hoping that with fans like us, they'll recognize these mistakes and they'll do something about it.
I was about Pedro. You want to get more mad right now?
Go ahead.
So Zack Snyder filmed the scene with Jon Stewart, but Warner Brothers told him not to use it because they have their own plans with him. Yeah.
Yo, really? They did them dirty like that? What?
So we were supposed to get Green
They didn't
Lantern
even want to
and
put them in their
we were supposed to get
movie.
Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter.
We could have gotten Jon Stewart. Are
That
you?
would have been sick.
What?
And he dropped something on his social media of like concept art of Jon Stewart too. So yeah.
Show it to me. Send me that picture.
But yeah.
I would love the Ryan Reynolds.
So even in this release of this movie,
I
Warner
also
Brothers was
would've
still
loved
like,
Ryan
hey,
Reynolds.
they were still meddling a little bit. It's like, isn't that insane? Like they couldn't just let him cook.
Nah.
It's like the food critic trying to tell the cook how to make the food.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know what's insane? Why has it taken so long for us to get Green Lantern? Like
Because the first one was horrible.
but it's been 10 years. People are over it. People would have gotten
people
over
over
it.
it?
Like,
I'm over it. I want my buddy cop series.
yeah, they announced that and nothing since. Like,
I want my Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan buddy cop series.
I want Jessica Cruz, man. She'd be dope as hell.
Dude, I want Simon Baz. He is a badass Green Lantern.
Ah, man.
He's
God
got
damn.
so much more depth than most of them.
Yeah.
He's just giving up on this whole conversation. He's just dabbing. Just dabbing.
But yeah,
on us.
so the future of DC. So the guaranteed projects that are absolutely coming out are the Suicide Squad, Black Adam, The Flash, Aquaman 2, and Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Those are the only movies that are scheduled and guaranteed and in the books that are going to go into production. Which of those are you most excited for as of right now?
Black Adam.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm also excited for Black Adam. I'm surprised that there's a lot of Shazam property in there.
What about you, Juan? Oh, plus the Batman as well.
That
But
one.
that's not DCEU. That's its
the
own
one
thing.
I'm excited for. That's the one I'm excited for.
But besides that,
I guess Black Adam? I don't know. No, actually, the Shazam sequel. That I'm excited for. Because, that's kind of the franchise that DC is doing. It had a pretty good start with. Same thing with Wonder Woman. It's like, so I'm more excited for that than anything else.
I'm
What do you, Jack?
excited. I'm excited for Black Adam. I'm hesitant on an Aquaman 2 because after seeing what happened with Wonder Woman 1984, I don't want another one of those.
yeah.
I don't want another. I'll just put my 75-year-old crush in another man's body and then we'll make love to each other. Like, I don't need that in my life, please.
Yeah. So I'm most obviously besides the Batman because I think that movie's gonna be amazing. Black Adam with Dr. Fate and Hawkman and the Justice Society, The Rock, just being this guy that he just wants to beat everybody up. I need that in my life.
The Rock do be like that sometimes.
And like the Flash, the Flash in the Snyder Cut made me so excited for the Flash movie. I'm like, okay, hell yes, I want to see Flash get into some time shenanigans because in this movie he only turned back a couple seconds, but in this, I guess in this upcoming movie he's gonna be turning back time and stuff like that, messing with it. Michael Keaton somehow involved. Ben Affleck is back. I'm just like, yeah, Supergirl's gonna be in it, played by a Colombian actress. Like what? Like I want to see this. And Shazam I'm excited for. I do like Shazam. It's nice and wholesome. But I guess we'll go on to the thing that had a trailer recently that has made some waves on the internet. The Suicide Squad. Are we excited about that?
Hell.
I am.
I just want to know what the hell they're gonna do with Pete Davidson.
That's what
I think
Juan's
they're
most
gonna
excited
kill
for.
him.
Yeah, they're probably
gonna
just
kill him.
using him as just like a cameo. We'll have one line. It'll be, yeah, well, he'll fucking get shot in the head.
It feels like it really does feel like a Slipknot scenario because they show him in the trailer, but he doesn't say anything, and it's only like 2 or 3 times that he's actually on scene in the trailer.
I hope he says like one
So
or two
it
funny
really
ass
does.
lines, like just some one liners that you're like,
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, this movie
maybe
looks
it's
really
Pete Davidson
cool.
truly playing as himself.
The Red Band trailer I liked, but I wasn't like over the moon for. But they released another trailer after that, which is a lot better, and it shows like the crazy chaotic tone that they're going for. And yeah, I'm excited for this movie. I like the aesthetic because that 26. I recently saw the 2016 Suicide Squad. Oh my god, oof! Like half of that movie is like cringy, and it's way more interesting than the other half of the movie, which is so freaking boring. Like
King Shark is everything Killer Croc was supposed to be.
That's what I was saying. Like,
yeah,
and
and
did
he's
they
voiced
just
by
make Killer
Stallone too.
Croc like they did Killer Shark or King Shark? No, I'm just
Hey, the
mixing
Killer
them
Croc
again.
makeup is actually pretty incredible, and it won an
No,
Oscar.
it is incredible, but compared to everyone else in that movie, it felt the goofiest.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a guy. We're talking about Captain Boomerang also being included in that collection of people. Like, if your goofiest person is not the guy that throws boomerangs, something's
Speaking of that, I
wrong
love Captain Boomerang, man.
here.
He is such a
Jive Courtney's incredible.
he is such a scumbag. I love it.
Also, I'm kind of glad they replaced Will Smith's character. And
No, it's a different character. They were going to, but they were like, no. Will Smith is still valuable. We're not going to replace him.
That's what Juan was saying, though. Like, he's glad they got rid of Deadshot.
I want to see him back again. Will Smith is the best part of the 2016 Suicide Squad movie.
I don't know about that.
Are you telling me Jared Leto is not the best part of the Suicide Squad movie?
They did Jared Leto dirty in that movie because you can tell so much of his storyline got cut because he has no bearing on that plot whatsoever.
I think Jared Leto also did himself dirty because no one liked his performance.
I mean, they hyped him up so much in the trailer, and everyone was excited for I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you. Really.
When watching that Suicide Squad movie again from 2016, I realized, like, I don't love his performance, but Jared Leto, once he's on screen as the Joker, your eyes are not off of him. Your eyes are only on him. And I'm like, all right, I kind of respect that. Like, okay. But, I want like a better script for him. And obviously in the nightmare scene with him and Affleck, so much better than whatever he was doing in 2016. And I want to see that version more, but who knows if we'll get that. Again, restore the Snyderverse, baby. But yeah, Suicide Squad.
That was spoiler that they said that Harley died there before that nightmare scene.
I want to see that scene because that would be just... I want to see that. But anyway, can we just all celebrate that Harley Quinn's finally wearing red and black, finally?
Yes.
What?
Can we just all celebrate that Harley Quinn's finally wearing red and black in this movie?
Yeah.
Please. Thank you.
Granted, she's in like a Victorian dress, and I want to know more of the context behind it.
I kind of wish she was in that.
She has another outfit in the movie that's more reflective of her. It's like a red and black like leather getup. I love it. Thank you, James Gunn, for giving us the best Harley Quinn look already and on film.
Why is it that Hollywood always wants to mess with the wrong directors?
I don't know, but actually, but yeah, I'm glad this is the third Margot Robbie Harley Quinn movie, and I'm happy for it. I'm happy for her. That she clearly has a lot of fun playing this role. She's perfect in my opinion. I actually think Birds of Prey is actually underrated. I think it's really good.
I still haven't seen it.
I recommend it. It's really good.
Also, like,
it is really good.
So, also, I just want to say Margot Robbie, a very, very, very underrated comedic actress.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching a bunch of like SNL clips the other day, and I came across this one where she was playing the hot, gorgeous wife of a dude that wears Crocs with socks and looks like a complete nerd.
Oh, I love that one.
Absolutely hilarious. I'll forward it over to you guys because Margot Robbie, probably one of the more underrated actresses in this era.
And she's getting her due love now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah.
Her performance in this trailer was really cool. That was one of my favorite parts of the Red Band trailer was her bits. Like when they go to rescue her and she's just standing outside like, you guys were gonna rescue me? Well, I could just go back inside.
Now that's
You guys could still do the whole thing.
Yeah, it's great. Can't wait to see her. King Shark looks great. Can't wait to see that.
I want justice for Killer Croc. He's my favorite Batman villain because he's so sympathetic, and I just love him so much that I want justice for him.
I want to see Katana again. She had a badass look.
Yeah,
she was serving that outfit, man. Like I love that outfit. Like she had that.
Yeah.
Was anyone else thinking that King Shark was going to be the smart King Shark? Were you guys expecting the King Shark that we got in the trailer, where he's just kind of a simpleton?
Well, like in the Harley Quinn animated show, he's kind of like that. So they definitely got a lot from that. By the way, the Harley Quinn animated show is actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
My favorite joke ever. What'd you shoot me with? I don't know. Oh no, Carl! I'm so sorry. It's a cancer gun.
It's a cancer.
You gave me cancer? Why would they even make this?
I haven't seen season 2 yet, but I will get to that. But yes, it is really good.
Where is it available on?
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Another show I can binge. I've been binge watching shows like crazy over here.
Podcast, sponsored by HBO Max. HBO
I
Max.
wish. So I can speak directly to them to restore the Snyderverse, baby.
Is that going to be the name of this episode?
I'm going to start a petition. Make c.bo the head of HBO.
Honestly, yeah, I would greenlight everything. Like, you want it all? I'm giving it to you all, guys.
Will you now say you will give Wonder Woman a shorter skirt?
Stop.
You said you'd greenlight anything, though.
All right, Pedro, calm down.
Hey, I want to make Aquaman 2 focus on Mira. Is that cool? We're just gonna kill Jason Momoa in the first 2 minutes, but we're not gonna tell anyone about it.
You know, Aquaman's another love interest besides Mira.
I know, but
we're gonna redo Batman versus Superman, but every
whoa! I love Batman v Superman. Calm down.
We're gonna redo Batman v Superman, where Batman gets all the superpowers and Superman has a Martha complex.
Hey guys, I gotta run at 11:30. I got an appointment.
Yeah, we're at the end. Don't worry.
We're gonna redo Batman v Superman, but we're gonna take out Lois Lane entirely.
I want you guys to rewatch that movie again.
We're gonna replace Lois Lane with Jimmy Olsen because he was needed in those movies.
And I'm talking about the Jimmy Olsen from Supergirl, not the one that died in the fucking desert.
Yes, exactly, the good one.
That makes me laugh every time I watch that. I'm just like, he just killed Jimmy. Who cares?
I like the way that Russian guy died in the movie.
Yeah, can we
he died afraid of Batman. That's my favorite thing.
DC.
And he died afraid of Batman.
He's like, I'll kill her. He's like, I believe you. And he just like, bam, yeah.
Wait, Jack, what did you say?
I said, can we just change this podcast into creating our own DCU? Like the Flashpoint paradox happens, and now
after Flash, I'd stop everything and be like, Green Lantern time. Let's do it.
Wait. Wonder Woman, but he's not fucking a guy that's possessing another guy's body.
Wonder Woman.
I don't know why they just didn't bring back Steve. Like, why did it have to be that? Like, who said that was okay? Like,
why couldn't it just be like a zombie Steve? You know how much fun people would have if it was like he could have been like the husband from
like you already got Pedro Pascal granting wishes. Why is that so ridiculous? Like,
like they couldn't bring him. They couldn't just bring his body back. No, they had to put him in a body of a person.
Yes.
Wait. Aquaman, but they need the bubbles to talk.
Oh God! Oh God! That would
Everywhere,
drive me
not just
crazy.
underwater. Everywhere.
And then Mara has a
Create
British
small,
accent.
small
What drove me
vacuum
crazy
pockets.
is that Mara had the British accent in the nightmare scene, and I'm just like, oh, come on, Zack. What the hell, man?
Do you think that was her choice?
Is that
No,
You
I
think
think
it was
that's
her
that.
choice
I
or
think that's
Zack
just another
Snyder's
crazy
choice?
Zack Snyder decision.
Oh man.
all the Atlanteans have British accents.
Ugh. God damn
Atlantis
it.
is just
Hello, what
it's
you
just the
doing under the
UK now.
water here?
You know who I can't wait to see back in Aquaman 2? Patrick Wilson's Orm. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like I thought it was freaking brilliant.
He was way better. That movie just full of surprises.
Yeah,
In all honesty.
it's one of the best ones in my opinion.
Willem Dafoe just randomly swooping in, being like, "I'm just gonna assist Aquaman here."
Yeah,
He's
speaking of
one
that, he
my
was
favorite
actually in this movie as
ones.
well. I
Yeah.
like that.
Cyborg, the Cyborg movie, but every line of dialogue is booyah.
No.
He ends every sentence with "booyah."
Apparently, that was actually a big conflict in the reshoots where he did not want to say booyah, but they made him do it. And if you watch that 17 movie again, he says booyah in the most like, I don't give a shit tone. He's just like, booyah.
All right.
I thought
Why?
you said it. I thought
That's
you
his iconic line. Why wouldn't he want to say
But he just didn't want to say it. It's just like, but because
right.
they literally cut out every scene of him and it's just like, oh yeah, say this. But you're gonna say this.
Say this or we
Okay.
won't make billions of dollars. Oh,
And they
well.
didn't make billions of dollars because of the shit movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
Featuring
just wanted
people.
I forgot to go over what like the original plans for Justice League 2 and 3 because Snyder did release like a storyboard that he wrote for like a museum that he did. And it's insane. There's gonna be like the second movie was gonna be like in the nightmare, and there's gonna be like Deadshot and like him teaming up with Joker, and then like they, Superman gives into the anti-life equation, and then once he gets out of that, he leads the army of man to fight Darkseid in an epic like Lord of the Rings like battle. Like I want to see that.
I still
That
don't
sounds pretty sick.
understand. I still don't understand how an equation is capable of dominating a universe.
This is a
It's more of a thing that if you get in control of it, you have all control of most life.
So if I control 2 plus 2, does that mean I dominate all even numbers?
Maybe.
No, I think that just means you dominate 4, and that's about it. 4. So that way, when there's 4 of anything on a table, you can you have the choice of either destroying it or manipulating it into anything that you want. But there has to be 4 things, or else
That
it
means I
doesn't
can
work.
just like any car outside, I can just rip the tires off. like it's
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, we just discovered Juan's incredible capabilities in this universe.
All right, guys. Well, I think we have reached the end of this podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming to talk
I have
about
one
the Snyder Cut.
last pitch. One last pitch, really quick. A Flash movie, but he trips every 5 minutes.
Like he did, yeah.
And that's where I think we can.
Speaking of that, another thing they added into the 2017 version for no reason was I just only push things and run away, and I'm just like, it made him a coward, and I'm just like, why did they add that and just cut out everything else?
They were trying to be funny. They were just trying to be funny. It didn't work.
Because they wanted Ezra Miller to be like Tom Holland, and I'm just like, and it's just so blatant when you watch that version.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, God damn it.
Let the Flash be himself. Damn it.
Exactly.
Let him speak his truth. Ah, damn it! I hate that phrase so much.
I thought we banned that phrase.
We did, and then it popped in my head after you did that whole let the Flash be himself.
Peter, do you ever consider that maybe you just need to let that phrase speak its truth?
I'm gonna murder you,
Guys.
Can't murder him anymore. He's too far away.
Ever heard of a nuclear weapon?
Then you died too, jackass.
No, he won't. Not you're like way the fuck over there.
I'm not that far.
Practically on the other side of the world.
Guys, thank you so much for coming. Are we all 4 of us coming back for Godzilla v Kong next week?
I'll
I'll
be
give it
back.
my damnedest.
What?
I'll give it my damnedest. But yes, I will.
What about you, Jack?
Yes.
But it has to be
Alright.
the exact same time. It has to be early, like we did now.
Yes, that's fine. No worries.
All right. I'll
I
try.
know Jack isn't excited.
Well, I like. Yeah, I should be waking up early more often.
Well,
All right, guys. It's
reason
been
to
a
wake-
pleasure. Hopefully they restore the Snyderverse.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
All right, guys.
For 20
Later.
Later.
Peace.